this year 2026, you see poultry farmers that are using commercial feeds. This is not for you. But you see those of us that will be formulating our own poultry feed this year 2026, we will be getting richer. Yes, we would be getting richer, because what if I told you that I formulated like one bag of feed, a bag of starter feed for less than 15,000 naira, as against the 23,000 naira that is being sold in the market. Yes, and then this feed that I formulated actually meets the same quality, the same standard as to the quality of the feed that is being sold in the commercial market for 23,000 naira. Hey, so one thing is, if you're a poultry farmer, you really understand that one of the challenges we have into poultry farming is the fact that our feed actually takes 70% of our production. But you see something, this year 2026, one of the goals that I have for myself is that I'm going to be formulating my own poultry feed this year. And the reason is because the prices of feed ingredients are now very, very down. You can imagine me saving between 8,000 naira on just one bag of feed. So if I'll be buying 10 bags, on 10 bags only, that is 80,000 naira. So even if you're a small scale farmer, maybe you are raising 100 birds, or even you want to start with 50 birds, imagine saving 8,000 naira on one bag of feed. That's a whole lot. So if you are raising like 100 broilers, you might be saving between 100 to 120,000 naira on your production, which means that's 100 or 120,000 naira will go back into your production. So last year I used to say something that if you're under a successful production, if your return on investment before used to be between maybe 35% to 45%. So if that is your return on investment before, this year that I will be formulating my own feed myself, because as at last year when I used commercial feed, my return on investment used to be between 39% and 45%. But this year that I'll be formulating my own feed myself, I'm looking forward to even do maybe 60 to 70% return on investment. Which means that if I'm investing maybe 1 million naira on broiler farming this year, I'm looking forward to make between 600 to 700,000 naira profit in just one single production. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my formula. I'm going to be sharing with you how I formulated everything. You know that on this channel we don't do bluff, we don't do any fluff here. It is not about making mouth. I come here with real facts and figure. So I'm going to be sharing with you that. But before then, let me just take us back to last year or 2024. So one thing is that feed formulation is not really a bad thing, but as at 2024, when I used to buy like commercial feed, I also used to do like, maybe let me try and formulate feed myself. But anytime I formulate this feed, I used to realize that, oh, the quality of the feed I used to formulate compared to the quality of the commercial feed out there, the price difference is usually very, very low. So if I'm formulating my own feed myself, as at 2025, I try to like formulate feed, the price difference is used to be between maybe 1,000 1,500 naira. That is if I want the same quality as to all those commercial feed. So you can imagine 1,000 1,500 naira. I just wave this over and like, you know what, let me just buy the commercial feed and do not let me stress myself formulating feed. So in 2025, it didn't even occur to me that, you know what, let me just try and formulate, because that same idea of 2024 is still the same thing that is running in my head, in that, oh, it might not really be profitable. Why should I have to stress myself? You know, this commercial feed, they have actually gone through series of tests, they have done proximate analysis, they have done, you know, a lot of things on it, and they are very certain that, oh, the quality of the feed they are giving out to the populace, that is to farmers are really going to get results. So if I'm trying to like formulate my own feed, I'm not going to take my feed to the laboratory for testing, like, oh, let me test for the proximate analysis. I want to know if the crude protein is actually what I've actually formulated, because sometimes when we formulate, we use precision method, and we just feel like, even though we deal with facts and figures, we deal with real facts and figure, but there are certain processes that can actually alter during the production. Maybe the maize, you know, maybe the moisture content of the maize, maybe the storage. It could be poor storage, poor storing, and the likes can actually affect the quality of these ingredients. So even if we like, oh, this is the nutritional factor that this bird will be needing, and we formulate based on the standard figures that have been created for formulators like feed millers like us. After formulating those feed, we need to take it to the lab to do proximate analysis and be very sure that okay, this feed really meets the nutrients requirements of these birds. So one thing is, I just feel like let me just wave this off, because all of these commercial feed company, they will go through all of these processes, and whatever thing they are dishing out there, they will definitely give us a very good result. So I just wave it off that this is not just 1,000, 1,500 I beg. I'm not really interested. But something happened last year, 2025. Honestly speaking, it's so funny that my mind did not even go there. So we were all hearing about prices of foodstuff crashing, breaking down, and this was as a result of the government policy. So I think government actually opened the border, and then people started importing agro produce from other countries into Nigeria. You can imagine that. And then even Nigeria farmers, the local farmers that planted agro produce, they made a lot of losses. You can imagine in a country where there is high insecurity, security is very high, cost of fuel is very high, transportation is very high, fertilizer is high, cost of all these seedlings that the farmers will even plant is very high. Despite all of that, they spent so much money on feed, and then government came with a policy that, oh, this is the price that farmers have to sell. They crashed the price, and then these farmers actually they started making a lot of losses. But that didn't even occur to me that, oh, okay, now that the price of things are now coming down, let me try and formulate feed again. So it didn't occur to me until maybe around November last year, 2025. I came across this guy's post on YouTube that was talking about all these Nigeria agro produce investments, blah blah blah, that they made a lot of losses. Some invested so much money, they made more than 50% losses on their production. That's not where we're even going to. So it was that period that occurred to me that prices of food really crashed. So why are these feed company giving us feed at this high amount? In fact, honestly speaking, I'm expecting the price of feed to have actually come down below this. In 2025, I think during this festive period, we got a bag for 27,000 naira. So last year, 2025, a bag was sold for maybe around 23,000 naira, but it should even go lower than that. You can imagine me in 2024 when I was buying when a bag of feed cost maybe 27, 26,000 naira, 28,000 naira, and the cost of me milling feed would be around maybe 25,500, 26,000. The difference was just between 1,000, 1,500. And in 2025, they were selling a bag of feed for 23,000 naira, and the cost for me of me milling my own should be around 15,000 naira. That is 7,000 or 8,000 naira different. The gap is very, very huge. But anyways, 2025 is gone. So moving forward to 2026, one of my goals is that I'm going to start formulating my own feed myself this year, 2026, and ensure that it meets the nutrient requirements of these animals. And you know that when it comes to this broiler feed, because I'll be talking of broiler feed formulation, we have the super starter or the pre-starter, we have the starter, and we have the finisher. And each of these feeds, super starter, starter, and finisher. So the starter can as well serve as what we call the grower. That is the feed they consume from 2 weeks to their 4 weeks, and finisher from 4 weeks till when you want to sell them off. So each of these feeds, pre-starter or super starter, starter, and finisher, they have their own nutrient values. They have their own nutrient requirements. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you my starter feed formula only. So guys, I just want to show you the facts. I don't just want to come here and start telling you that, oh, this is how much I spent, without showing you. So I need to show you the facts, I need to show you the figure. So one thing is that this particular feed has already been formulated, so I use the Excel format to actually formulate my feed. One thing is that using the Excel format, I already input my parameters, my code, and everything, and this is what we arrived at. This is exactly what we arrived at. So let me zoom this for you. Under here, you see a broiler starter feed. We have 3,000 kcal, that is the energy, and we have 21% CP, that is the crude protein for this particular feed. This is a starter feed, and you will see the ingredients I used. We used maize, we used food fat soya, we used soybean meal, fish meal, limestone, toxin binder, lysine, methionine, enzyme, finisher concentrate. So one thing is that there are different methods you can use to formulate your own feed. You can use either a concentrate, or you can formulate feed from scratch using premix and all of this glycine methionine and all. But one thing is that the reason why I prefer to use this finisher to use concentrates is because you see these concentrates are also commercially milled. They have already been milled with all the necessary nutrients and requirements, the vitamins, the minerals, even some of these concentrates contains coccidiostatin and the likes. And then all we just have to do is just include our own, adjust the ingredients, other ingredients like the energy content, protein content and the like, just adjust it alongside with this, and then they are just good to go. So one thing is that each of these ingredients, they have their own parameters as well. So moving to the right here, we actually see the quantity, we see price per kg, we see price per 100 kg, because this particular feed I formulated 100 kg. We see the Ne, that is the metabolizable energy, the Cp, the calcium, the phosphorus, the lysine, methionine, and crude fiber. So those are the things we have to note. I missed one here, which is the crude fat, but never mind, it's not necessary. So for all of these are perfect, I can assure you that the crude fat will be perfect as well. So guys, if it comes down to the price here, we see that the price of maize is actually 351 naira per kg. We have the price of our full fat soya to be 800 naira per kg. We have the price of our soya bean meal to be 530. Fish meal is 18, and like that. We have every other prices, including toxin binder, lysine, methionine enzyme, and then the finisher concentrate. So the prices are there. So one thing, like I said initially, that these parameters are actually there. And then the next thing is that we have our quantity. So if you can check where I'm sharing with you my starter formula, this one is what I'm actually going to be using. And when it comes to the finisher concentrate, the one I use is 5% Hendrix concentrate. So that is the only concentrate you can use with this particular feed, because the concentrate as well come with its own nutritional value, and I impute all of those nutritional value inside all of these parameters. So if you are using another concentrate, that one too will come with its own nutritional value, and for you to be able to formulate that feed again, you have to use that nutritional value for the concentrate alongside with the ingredients you want to use. So if you will be using 5% Hendrix concentrate, then this particular formula is a very perfect one for you. So if you'll be using another concentrate, I'm very sorry, you might not really get the same result, because one thing about formulation is not really about ingredients and the likes. One thing we want to focus on are these. You want to focus on the Ne. If you check the down part here, you will see the you will see the yellow stuff that I highlighted. So we have our Ne to be 3000, we have our Cp to be 21, we have our calcium to be 1.0, we have our phosphorus to be 0.6, we have our lysine to be 1.4, we have our methionine to be 0.6, and we have our crude fiber to be 4.0. This is the nutrient value that I want to work with. This is the nutrient value that I want to work with, and for me to be able to achieve that, I have to use this. So let's take for example, like the maize now, we have 59.65 kg. That is 59 kg and 650 gram. So if I'm going to feed me to formulate this feed, they have to give me 59 kg and 650 gram of maize. And for the soya bean meal, we have 33 kg. We have our fish meal to be 1 kg, and this particular fish meal is even selling for 1,800 naira. The reason why it is this expensive is because I'm getting a commercial fish meal. So there is local fish meal. Local fish meal sells for I think 800 or 900 naira per kg. But because I want to get a very good result from this particular feed production, you know that one thing I'm always looking at is I want it to meet the same quality as to all of those commercial feeds that we buy out there, so that I can get a very good result from it. So that is why I'm using fish meat, commercial fish meat, which costs 1,800 naira per kg. If I want to go for the local ones, I can easily use maybe that's what is selling for 800 900 naira per kg. But one thing about this local fish meal is that I don't trust them, because most of this fish meal, they might not really be real fish. It might just be maybe the head of the fish and all the bones, so it might be full of so much calcium with less protein like I said initially, that after formulating your feed, for you to be certain that okay, this feed you are formulated is actually meet up with these nutrients, nutritional values, you have to take it back to the laboratory for what we call the proximate analysis, and that is what is going to like indicate that okay, the crude protein you want, which is 21%, is actually 21%. But in my own case, I won't be doing all of that. So as a result of this, I have to ensure that I use good ingredients, like a very, very good ingredient. So that is why I'm using all of the. There are so many things that you can use to actually alter this formulation. Like your maize now, you can use maybe cassava. You can use for soya bean for your protein content. You can use aside from fish meal. There are other things that are even cheaper, maybe like groundnut cake and the likes. And even the maize, you can complement it or with maybe palm kernel cake, palm kernel oil and the likes. But because I just want to like get a very good result, that is why I'm sticking with this. If I want to like incorporate all of those food ingredients, I might even be getting a lesser price compared to this. So can you see, this is the yellow part highlighted. This yellow part that I highlighted is 14,821 naira. So this is how much I'll be spending to like formulate one bag of starter feed. So that it would be as if, oh, I already come here to like just maybe I already did this. Let me just put all of this back to zero. Sure you get. Let me try and put all of this back to zero so that you understand better what I mean. So the maize is actually zero. The soya bean meal is put back to zero. This is zero. This is zero as well. Zero, zero, zero. So everything is now zero. Everything is one now. Was everything is now zero. So let me just show you what this looks like. Can you see now? If we check the quantity, we realize that it's zero. So when we move to the price, this is the price that we have, the price of the feed, and the price, the something naira is the amount of feed milling per kg. So when you go to the price per 100 kg, you realize that everything is zero. Come to the Hemi, it is zero. The CP is zero. The calcium is zero. Phosphorus is zero. Lysine is zero. Methionine is zero. Everything is now zero, zero, zero. So for us to like get the real values, we have to start imputing this thing back. So like I said initially, that for the maize I'll be using 59 kg and 650 gram. That is 59.65. And then the full fat soya, I won't be using full fat soya for my starter feed. The reason why I included full fat soya is because I'll be needing full fat soya during the finisher production. So all I just have to do is I'll just copy and paste this in another sheet, then edit the upper part that says broiler starter feed and put it as broiler finisher feed. I just have to like change my formulas, that is the number. This maize now could increase to maybe 65 kg or thereabouts. The soya bean will reduce a bit. The full fat soya, I'll be using full fat soya just to like increase my energy content a bit. So but for this particular starter feed, I won't be using full fat soya, and that is why this will not be included. So for soya bean meal, I'll be going with 33 kg. My fish meal is 1 kg. I'm using 1% fish meal, of course. My limestone is 1 kg. My toxin binder 100 gram, that is 0.1 kg. Lysine, what did I say? I think 0.05, that is 50 gram. Methionine is 0.1, enzyme is 0.1, and my finisher concentrate is 5%, because for this particular end juice finisher concentrate is actually 5% end juice finisher concentrate. That means we have to use 5% of that finisher. So for 100 kg now, that is 5% of 100 is actually 5 kg. So I'm using 5 kg of the finisher concentrate, and then I'll be incorporating every other ingredient with this concentrate to be 95. And when we come down here, we realize that this is not 100, it is totally 100. And we realize that everything changed from the price per 100 kg MECP, calcium, phosphorus, lysine, and methionine. So the thing here is that it's really the price, because that is what I came here to show you. That is 14,821 naira is what I'll be using to like formulate one bag of feed. one bag of a feed that has these parameters. Can you see that has these parameters? And I can assure you that this particular feed is really going to give me a very good result. So if you watch this video to this particular stage, happy new year, guys. I did not even remember to like wish you a happy new year. So I'm sorry, guys, like make this video. I'm making this video on the 4th of January. So happy new year. This is my first video for the year. Happy new year, and I wish you all many happy returns. We celebrate more year, more year, more year, more year, more years. So 2026, if you're an intended broiler farmer, you're a broiler farmer, and you really want to like save money, you want to increase your return on investment, you want to make more profits, the best thing to do is to formulate your own feed yourself. Honestly speaking, you will definitely get results. So if you know how to work your way around it, not guessing, you really understand feed formulation very well, you are good to go. Honestly speaking, you can formulate feed and get a very good result as well. So this is new year, and I'll be formulating my feed tomorrow. I'm making this video on the 1st of January, which happens to be Sunday. So tomorrow I'm going to like formulate my feed because I have birds that are currently, that will be 2 weeks on Tuesday. So I'll be going to formulate my feed tomorrow, and I'll start incorporating that starter feed into their feed from tomorrow, from tomorrow Monday, because from Wednesday they will start taking this particular starter feed that I have shown to you. So this is what I'll be formulating. If you want to get this formula, kindly you can screenshot the formula or watch this video again to get the formula, provided we'll be using 5% Hendrix finisher concentrate. Want to give me thank you in the comment section. I'm giving you free starter feed formula using 5% Hendrix finisher, and I can assure you that this particular formula that I'm giving out really meets the nutrient requirements of the bird from 2 weeks to 4 weeks of age. So if you're just coming across this channel for the very first time, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so that you not miss out each time we post new content. This year 2026, I actually have a goal that I'll be showing up more often. So I may be making up to 3 videos or 4 videos in a week. That is value-packed videos. So kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on your bell notification so that you will not miss out when next we post new content. And guys, I'm going to see you in the next video.